Hi everyone! I'm going to be reading you a story today. This story is called Curious George Says Thank You, and it is written by Margret and H.A. Ray. Curious George Says Thank You. Let me scoot up just a little bit. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. Today, George received a surprise in the mail. "It looks like you got a card, George," said the man with the yellow hat. It was a thank you card from George's neighbor, Betsy. "Dear George, thank you so much for the birthday present. I'm putting the stickers you gave me on everything, even this card. Sincerely, Betsy." The card made George smile. It also made him curious. Who could he give a thank you card to? George thought and thought. He could send one to the Science Museum director, Dr. Lee, who had shown George her favorite collection of dinosaur fossils. Of course, there was also the librarian who helped him pick out books. The store clerk at the market always saved the best bananas for him, and his friend Bill let George fly his kite in the park. George had so many people to thank, he had to get started right away. First, he gathered paper, envelopes, crayons, and stickers. Then he got to work. Let's see what George will create. The man with the yellow hat walked in to find George covered from head to toe. "Uh-oh, George, what are you doing?" "Oh, silly George." George held up Betsy's card and pointed to the papers scattered around him. "Oh, I see, George," said his friend. "You're making your own thank you cards. What a nice idea. Would you like some help?" The man wrote while George decorated. George was having so much fun that they even made a stack of extra cards. "We can hand deliver these tomorrow. Everyone will be happy to see you, George." Their first stop was the Science Museum. "George, it's so good to see you," said Dr. Lee. "What a lovely card. I'm going to hang it in my office right now." That was very nice of George, and look at that. She's so appreciative. Next, they stopped at the library. "What a great card," the librarian said. "I'm going to set it here on my desk where everyone can see it. George, we have some new books in the children's section that you might like. If you have time." George looked at his friend. "All right," the man said. "I'll go get a book for myself." George noticed the mail carrier leaving the library. She was the one who had brought George's thank you card in the first place. He wanted to give her one of his cards too. George hurried out the door. Could he catch her in time? Oh my goodness. Let's see if George can make it. Go George, go George. He did it. George jumped up and down on the steps, waving a card, but a group of children was just getting off a bus. They were coming to the library story hour. George couldn't see which way the mail carrier had gone. Oh, actually, he didn't make it quite yet. But there was a street light nearby. George was curious. Maybe if he climbed it, he could see where the mail carrier was going. There they go. George started to climb the streetlight as fast as only a monkey can. Up, 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 George! But when he was halfway up the pole, his bag slipped off. Oh no! There goes his hard work for his thank you letters. In an instant, all of George's thank you cards went whirling through the air. Oh no! How would George deliver his cards now? George slid down the pole and grabbed at the cards swirling around him. A boy looked up. "Hey, it's snowing mail," a little girl said. "Don't worry, little monkey. We'll help you pick up your cards." Oh, that was very kind of her, huh? The children gathered up the cards. George was very grateful for their help. He was also grateful that he had brought extra cards. He decided to give them to all of the children. "These cards are so nice," said the teacher. The man with the yellow hat came hurrying down the steps. George, I didn't see you leave. It looks like you've had quite an adventure out here. The man thanked the teacher and the students for helping George. Let's finish delivering those thank you cards, said the man. George and his friends stopped by the market and the park and then headed home. Who's that at their door? George felt a little sad that he hadn't caught up to the mail carrier. But wait, who is that at George's house? George proudly gave her a thank you card. Wow, George, said the mail carrier. I'm usually the one delivering the cards. This sure is a treat. Goodbye, waved George. George waved goodbye, and he and the man went into their house. But George had one more very special thank you card to deliver. He had saved the best for last. I think that's going to his friend with the yellow hat. Did you like that story, my friends? This was all about Curious George saying thank you. And this is actually really relevant to what's happening right now. Right now, as you may already know, we are trying our very best to stay inside and to stay away from other people right now because of the current virus that's been spreading. And so a lot of people have been taking time to say thank you and show their appreciation to all of the essential workers who are out there on the front line and getting us what we need, like mail carriers and also first responders, nurses, and doctors. Thank you so much for all that you are doing for us in this time. Okay, my friends, that's it for this story. Thanks so much for watching.